Chapter 26, One Crazy Summer. Chapter's called The Clark Sisters. Remember, Cecile was just arrested with 2 Black Panthers when the girls got back from San Francisco. We were only a few houses away when Vanetta said, "Hey!" I could feel Fern wanting to leap out, ready to call out, but I pulled her back and shushed them both. "What about their rights?" Vanetta said. "Yeah, we know about their rights," Fern said. "Just shh," I said. My heart was pounding. "They're Panthers. They're grown," I said, although I didn't think Cecile was truly a Panther. "They know their rights." But I told Vanetta to be quiet. We were coming up on the house and all the patrol lights were flashing. Cecile was almost as tall as the policeman who walked her to a flashing patrol car. He bent slightly to tell her something. She said loudly, "Kids? I don't have no kids. They belong to the Clarks down the street." She wouldn't even look at us. We were now closer, where the police could really see us. With my shoulders, arms, and legs exactly like hers, Vanetta's "I don't care" eyes exactly like hers, and Fern, a smaller version of Vanetta and me, I said, "She's not our mother. I'm Delphine Clark." "I'm Vanetta Clark." "I'm Fern Clark." And we live down the street. "With Pa and Big Ma." "Yeah, down the street in a blue stucco house." "Not with this lady," I said. "Not with her, surely don't." They had already pushed Cecile down into the back seat of the car. I said to my sisters without looking at Cecile, "Come on." We walked past our mother, walked with our bag of fried rice and chicken wings as far as we could without looking back, my heart still pounding and the smell of fried food making me sick. Why had the police arrested Cecile? She wrote "Send Us Back to Africa" poems and movable type poems. She didn't write "Off the Pig" poems or "Kill Whitey" poems. That is, if writing poems were a crime. It was just as Sister Macumbu and Crazy Kelvin were trying to teach us. In Oakland, they arrested you for being something, saying something. If you were a freedom fighter, sooner or later, you would be arrested. Fern asked, "Why'd she say she didn't have no kids?" "She had to," I said. "Why?" "They would have taken us away, split us up, and put us in juvie or something." Fern said, "I don't want to go to juvie." Vanetta said, "She sure said it real easy. Kids. I don't have no kids." It was like she said cooties. I don't have no cooties. I reminded her, "And we said we were the Clarks real quick, real easy." "I was following you," Vanetta said. "Me too," Fern said. "Well, we had to say that. Do you want to send, do you, ugh. Well, we had to say that. Did you want them to send us to juvenile hall? Or call Pa and Big Ma and worry them to death? We'd have to wait in juvie hall until Pa or Big Ma came from New York to get us. You wouldn't like juvie hall. It's just like jail." By the time we turned around and started back, the police cars had driven off with Cecile and the 2 Black Panthers. I let us in. I couldn't tell from the living room what had happened. Between Cecile, the police, and the 2 Black Panthers. The door had not been kicked in like it had been kicked at Hirohito's house. Cecile didn't have much in her house to begin with. Then I pushed open the door to the kitchen. Out of habit, Vanetta and Fern stayed in the living room until they heard me gasp. They followed quickly behind me and timidly peered in. Black and red ink was smeared across the floor. Torn and scuffed up white paper wings covered the floor. Drawers had been ripped out of cabinets. Large and tiny blocks of metal letters had flown everywhere. Blocks of metal, E's, S's, A's, and T's, paper, ink, everywhere. The printing machine toppled over, rollers knocked out, legs from my second-hand stool cracked and split off from the wooden seat. All we could do was take it in. Vanetta and Fern were seeing the inside of the kitchen, Cecile's workplace, for the first time. I was imagining what had happened, how Cecile didn't want them in her house, in her workplace, where she only allowed me, and only at a distance. That the police might have touched her papers or picked her letters up with clumsy cop hands. Cecile might have gone crazy like I knew she could have, instead of saying, "I'm a citizen and I have rights." She and the Black Panthers might have demanded to see the policeman's search warrant. She might have even reached out to protect her poems. The broken stool told me more than I wanted to know. I need you to stop and think about what could have happened to make that stool broken, because that's what Delphine's feeling right now. That's what she's worried may have happened. I found 3 forks, 2 on the floor and 1 in the sink. I washed them along with 3 plates, and we went back out to the living room. Vanetta spread Cecile's tablecloth, and we sat down to eat. I said the blessing, asking God to protect Cecile while she was under arrest, and then we ate. Me and Lady Ming had thrown in 2 extra chicken wings, and that was good because we were hungry. Hungry, shook up, and tired. We have to clean up Cecile's kitchen before she comes home. Why? Vanetta asked. We didn't mess it up. We surely didn't, Fern said. We're cleaning the kitchen just because. Because, they said together. Because it should look right when Cecile comes home tomorrow. I expected a lot of lip from Vanetta with Fern at her side. I expected us to go back and forth and then saying, oh, no, we're not, while I said, oh, yes, we are. Instead, Vanetta said, what if she doesn't come home tomorrow? What if they keep her locked up like Brother Woods? Yeah, Fern said. They could keep her and never let her go. They were right. The police could keep Cecile for days, even longer. My sisters waited for my answer, but for the first time, I had no straw to spin. I could only clear away the food, plates, and forks.